people in a round table in the back corner of the room. The person sitting at that table is looking back at the speaker, saying to himself, boy, I wish I could speak that well. I wish I could stand up there and do what that speaker is doing right now. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most honored guest, that person was me. I was in the Institute of Management Accountants. I did every role up to VP Administration. The next role I was slated to be was President. But I did not make President that year, for one reason. I couldn't speak to more than 2 people without stuttering or without losing my words. And the person that called me from the nominating committee said to me, I think you should join Toastmasters Club. And that started my Toastmasters journey. And Margie, it is a journey. Everyone starts the way you did up here, and everyone goes through the same feelings and thoughts that you've gone through. That's one of the many experiences in my life. I was born in San Jose, California, which is the heart of Silicon Valley, and lived there till I was five years old when we moved up to Reno, Nevada. And that's where I went to school. I walked every morning to school. It was almost a mile walk. And went to Hunter Creek Elementary School. And was in the Cub Scouts, did okay. But what I really loved was baseball. My favorite player was Willie Mays, number 24. So I went out for Little League. And I got all the appropriate equipment. I had my glove, and I played center field. My favorite team was the San Francisco Giants. Reno was close to San Francisco. There was no other major league team around, so the local station had the Giants games. That career lasted all of about 2 or 3 months when I'm in center fielder holding the glove up. And instead of the ball going into the glove, it went into my mouth, and I had dental work that morning. So I decided, okay, I love baseball, but I'll scrap that. Then I decided, well, you know, I'm going to go out for football in high school. And when you go out for high school football, they have about 8 million people turn out for it. And there was about 95 people. And of course, only 40 make it. I had ill-fitting equipment, and they put me on the defensive line. Well, after I got knocked 5 feet back from a block, I turned my equipment in and said, that was enough of that. So, I thought, I love sports, I have to do something. But it was years later that I did something in sports. And that was a day back in 1984, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were both overweight. And we had a little bet. Whoever loses the most weight in the next 6 months, I think we were going to take each other out to dinner or something. It wasn't very big, but it was the goal of winning. Well, I started to change my eating patterns and slowly got into running, which led to 2 summers of races. And if anyone's heard of the Bay of Breakers race in San Francisco, that starts from the Bay Bridge and goes over to the beach, over Hayes Hill, through Golden Gate Park. I, along with about 55,000 other people, endured 2 years of races. I have both shirts. But my favorite race in San Francisco was Bridge to Bridge, where you start at the base of the Bay Bridge in downtown San Francisco, and you cruise along the bay on the fort, and you end up at the base of the Golden Gate Bridge. And that was a lot of fun. That summer, I lost 60 pounds through a combination of changing my eating habits and running. So that was a major experience in my life. But then I look at other experiences that were just plain a lot of fun. I went back for my second degree in accounting, and I decided, why not, I was in Reno at the time, so I decided, why not go down to San Diego for a summer? And that's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. So I went to San Diego State. I took my 2 classes that were needed to graduate, that could transfer back to the University of Nevada, Reno and get my degree. I'll never forget the professor in both those classes. He shows up in class in shorts, t-shirt, flip-flops, and his only concern was not teaching the class, but getting through it so he can go surfing afterwards. And how did I know that? Because he said that every single day. So it was a road trip. We had a chance to go out to Coronado Island and just see a lot of sights that I wouldn't normally see. And then I spent 10 years in Las Vegas and came to Florida in the year 2000. And throughout the period since 1998, I've been in Toastmasters. I've achieved a lot, and I've ended up a totally different person than when I came into Toastmasters. Madam Toastmaster. This is the original San Francisco Giants cap. It's different now.
When you were 8 years old?